Welcome back to 2/17/25 edition of Mecha Madness Monday. We have our urban sprawl, Davian forces, mostly 3050 tech with no ECMs, a lot of indirect fire, Marauder 2, Marauder, 4 Peregrines, Tokugawas that will be swapped out in a minute, and 2 Ontos LRM variants, with 2 Zeus 9S2s, on a huge urban sprawl versus the Armageddon Starblades working for the Draconis Combine with a bunch of C3. They have a full C3 company, as you see in front of you, with the C3 additional lands. And it's beefy. Very beefy. Deployment turn 1 Peregrines, Assault Lance lines up with the Ontoses and the soon to replace Tokugawa's Fire Lance, and then the Recon Lance with the Ferrets. Looking at all of the big scary toys that Draconis Combine brought out. However, tactically, I won the game in deployment. When you look at the objectives, there's 2 objectives side by side, and there's a 3 objective split across the middle. The heavy weight of my force was gunning for the Whataburger building, the Arch Tower, as well as the commercial building coming on the scene now. The goal was to divide and conquer the forces lurking in the shadows, bringing them out to off them one at a time. The opponent, going into turn 2, was not dismayed by his plan, but I did pay for my transgressions. Beat up on the Akuma, the Atlas, and a Thug down this corridor here. However, one of the Crusaders got tore in half, all armor gone, one had 1 armor left. The Assault Lance had little to no action in turn 3 and 4 because my opponent avoided them. Now, we did gun down the Warhammer and that Grand Dragon for standing out in the street around the corner too long. However, I lost 2 Peregrines off the bat, as well as one of my Crusaders going into the next turn. However, we just stripped off armor across all the flanks. This did not go the way I planned, but I did take every opportunity I got to pound the Sunder and other mechs. Going into turn 4, the Sunders and crits, Green Warhammer is hurting, the Atlas is hurting, and the Ontoses are laughing that the Tokugawas didn't make it. However, when you look over here, that Spider finished off the Atlas with a lucky back shot, blowing it up for a headshot. So casualties were being poured out across the flank, but when you look at turn 5, the story hasn't really changed. My Peregrines whiffed flying behind the Sunder, couldn't finish it off, only needing 5s. Whiffed really bad because instead we shot at the Spider needing 7s and nothing. No one shot at my Peregrine, so that was a lot of hot air back and forth. However, my dice were betraying me left and right. Now, coming across the middle, Hunchback got behind the Spider. We lined up a lot of shots to clear my opponent off of the objective in the middle. My Archer and the Spider are holding 2 objectives while keeping the opponent at bay.